RuneScape has a rich, varied past. The game's been around for almost 20 years, and while it's received regular updates throughout the entirety of its lifespan, what I love is that everything from its past has remained a part of the world. Many of us grew up with this game, and experienced the meta change as new items have made their way into it. Every era has its best in slot gear. In 2020, us plebs gaze upon twisted bows and infernal capes in the same way we once did to dragon chain bodies and abyssal whips. My goal is to work my way through the years of RuneScape's life, earning these iconic items piece by piece, while restricting myself only to the content available during that era of RuneScape. My name's Sound, and this is my Bis List. Last episode, we grinded out 12,750 iron ore before finally obtaining an uncut diamond and unlocking access to the Amulet of Power. This leaves us with just one remaining goal in 2001. Defeat Elvarg and complete Dragon Slayer. Now normally completing this quest gives access to the rune plate body. However, to keep things more interesting, I'm going to be locking all rune items behind Dragon Slayer, which means that my best tier of armour until then will be adamant. We left off with a lot of iron ore, and as eager as I am to get my amulets, my priority is to get some cash. So I'm going to do what anybody who found themselves with 13k iron ore in 2001 would have done. I'm going to sell it. So let's talk about parameters for trading. Obviously, I can't use the Grand Exchange. However, I am going to allow myself access to the GE area for the purposes of selling or buying, as I can't replicate the Falador or Varric West Bank trading hubs that existed in 2001. I can trade any unnoted item that I have access to in my era, but I am only allowed to buy or sell noted items which could have been converted into certificates at the time. There's a list of these items on the screen. Until November 2001, most trades were actually done using certs as a substitute for GP, as the max item stack was just over 65k, so coins were inconvenient to use for anything worth more than this. So I am going to have to sell this ore at a discount, otherwise people will just want to buy it off the GE instead. I'm going to go with 80 gold per ore, or 70 each if someone buys the whole stack off me. Now obviously what's likely to happen is that some people will just buy the ore off me so that they can sell it back to the GE for a small profit. And unfortunately that's something I can't get around. Any trade I do will always lead back to the item or its produce being bought or sold on the GE. Eventually, after about 30 minutes of Venezuelans trying to scam me, I ended up with 909k cash and no iron ore. In hindsight, I probably should have saved some of that iron ore to train smithing, as I'm going to need to get 40 soon, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Alright, I think... oh. Wait, what? Alright, I think we found someone who's willing to... Free? I don't want it for free. I earned this. I'm not... oh. Alright, big shout out to my boy Kite017 for selling me his power army. He wasn't too good to accept my payment. There it is. Look at us. I'm getting myself a quick amulet of strength as well, in the same way I got the power amulet, and Lord knows I've got enough rubies to get one. Alright, now that I've finally gotten the amulets out of the way, it's time to prep for Dragon Slayer. I want to get 40 attack, strength and defense, I want a full inventory of lobsters, and I want to pre-buy all of the rune equipment that I'm going to be able to use post-quest. As you can see, I'm working on melee stats first at the OG Nightmare Zone. And you know what that means? It's time for a montage. my stats are a little bit higher, I've headed over to Hill Giants so I can start to collect some big bones as well as get some other nice runes. I mean, we knew it was going to happen, right? It's going to upset a lot of people, but I'm going to have to just let this thing despawn. Something that was pointed out to me that I'd completely forgotten about was the fact that you couldn't actually wear gloves and a plate body at the same time in RuneScape Classic. You could wear gloves and a chain body, but the plate body actually covered the glove slot. There are some clips earlier in the video where I was wearing gloves and a plate body at the same time, and I've since remedied this. It isn't going to make a huge impact right now, but when I hit 2002 and I get access to some stronger gloves, there is going to be a bit of an impact on how it's going to affect my Bis gear setup. Again, somehow I managed to miss the clip of me actually getting 40 defense. I've just gotten it, and you can see that I'm now base 40 melee combat stats, and I'm almost 40 hit points as well, which is awesome. I'm going to nip to the bank and just show you what I got from this. Okay, so the main thing is I got 272 big bones. Lots of people were leaving them on the floor, so I just picked them up because I'm going to need a lot of big bones for Scorpion Catcher, which is a quest in the next era. I also got 20 Limpwort roots, which again I need for Temple of Ikov, which is in 2002. I got some Chaos, Cosmic, Late Nature, Law, and Death runes, as well as some Elemental runes. Not all of those Elemental runes are from Hill Giants. I'll tell you how I got them in a moment. But the main thing is the big bones, which are going to be really helpful. I am going to need to go back and get more at some point, but we'll probably come back when we do our range training. So the majority of the Elemental and Mind runes came from the rune shop in Varrock. Runes were in limited supply in 2001, since there was no rune crafting, meaning the only ways to obtain them was from shops, which carried a max stack of 50, or drops. What I've been doing is, in between Hill Giant trips, going to the rune shop in Varrock and buying 150 Elemental and Mind runes, which is meant to emulate me going to each of the worlds and buying out the stock, then waiting for them to replenish. I want to pose a question to you regarding this. I will need to get 56 magic in the next era to complete Family Crest. So to obtain the runes to do this, how should I go around it? 1. Do what I'm doing right now and buy a max of 150 runes from each shop when they're at their max stock. Number 2, just ignore historical stocks and buy from the shop using the 2020 stock. Or 3, try and purchase the runes I need from another player using the old street prices. So that will be approximately 50 GP per rune. Let me know what you think the best workaround for this will be. I want to emulate a classic playstyle using 2020 game mechanics, but I also don't want to be egregiously complicated and over the top when trying to do this. Originally I was just going to pay the 10k to get the map piece for Dragon Slayer, but after going over my route for 2002, I've realised that I'm probably going to have to get 56 magic at Hill Giants anyway, so I might as well get 31 out of the way so I can mind bomb up to Telegrab. So you know what that means. It's time for a montage. Nah, I'm just kidding, it's 31 magic. I know I said that I was only going to go for 40 fishing for lobsters, but I'm 42 now and I've just kind of been AFKing and really enjoying the chill grind. I'm just fishing while editing the video, so I've got nothing better to do. I might go for 50, I'm not quite sure. It's really chill. I've realised that in between trips I'm actually going past a rune shop, so I'm going to start buying 150 of each of the elemental runes and 150 mind runes in between trips. So every time I go in bank I'm going to buy 150 of each rune, and hopefully that'll start to build up my stack a little bit for when I train magic later. There we go, 50 fishing. We're not quite done fishing yet, because now I can actually catch swordfish. I'm going to catch some, so that I can have at least one full inventory ready to go for Elvarg. And after that, we're pretty much ready to go with Dragon Slayer. So I got exactly 700 lobsters, getting 50 fishing, and I got these runes as well, just buying them in between trips. I can't actually store everything because my bank's at 45, which is one below my maximum capacity, so we have to dump some stuff. But I'm going to cook these and then grab a strength potion and we're ready to go. I'm just finishing off the last of my swordfish. I got just about 50 cooking using all of them. Depending on how many I burn, I might not have enough for a full inventory, but it's fine, I'll just fill them out with lobsters. What matters is that we got the swordfish. With the last of my prep done, I gathered all of the required items, and it was finally time to complete Dragon Slayer. Okay, so here's my setup for Elvarg. I've got a strength potion that I got from the apothecary in Varrock. I've got an emergency teleport for Varrock, and I've got a full inventory of swordfish. This is going to be a pretty tough boss fight. Elvarg's level 83. I'm level 47. I have no protection prayers. And full adamant. Let's give this a go. God, he's just going to spam his dragon fire, isn't he? Okay, yeah, melee me. I've got high melee defense. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, we're going to... Man, stop. My man. I might actually go for attack prayers instead, just so I can hit him. Nice, yes. Keep going. Keep going. That's what I like to see. Ooh, that's a bit dicey. I'll run and heal quickly. Oh god, he's still hitting me. Stop. Alright, we're going in. Come on, one hit. One big hit. Yeah, boy! That's what I'm talking about. That was pretty dicey. I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot more issues with that than I thought I would, but we did it! Hell yeah, dude. Oh, man. Wonder how many levels I get. 44? Can I buy a rune plate buddy now, please? Alright, there we go. I had to buy the helmet, the kite shield, and the battle axe from other players. All in all, it costs about 115k, which is a lot more than the GE price, but I have to pay higher prices in order to be able to get these items to incentivize players to actually sell them to me. Back in 2001, the kite shield and the battle axe would typically go for about 1.8 mil together, so it's a lot more expensive than what it is now. But with that, friendship ended with Adamant. Now Runite is my best friend, and we have completed 2001. We were doing our best in slot, magic, melee, and ranged gear setups, and completed all the quests that are available in this era. Let's have a quick look at the bank. This is everything I got. As you can see, I have a lot more bank spaces now that I've cleared out quest items, and we're pretty much ready to step into the next era. So with that, I'll see you all in 2002.